Hello, everybody. This is Dom from Upstate Supernatural. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in for Live Spirit Frequencies. And we have with us tonight our co-host and host of the show. We have Scott from my Paranormal Corner. And we have James from James G. And I myself am Dom from Upstate Supernatural. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in for Live Spirit Frequencies on LPTV. If anybody is watching this on YouTube, you can go to the link in the description below, and that'll take you right to a chat, which is on liveparanormal.com, where you can talk to us live during the show. We are going to go ahead and showcase some of the findings that we found from last week's episode. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and have Scott do a burst session. So right now we're going to go ahead and play that the findings from last week and let us know what you think. Go ahead and type that in the chat. If you guys have any suggestions of ideas you would like to see us elaborate in the show, let us know. Type in the comments below, type in the chat. We'd be happy to try new techniques, happy to try new methods to try to see what spirit communication or activity we can actually find within the field. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the findings.
Spirit, can you say your first and last name so we know who you are? If you are a male spirit, can you say your first and last name so we know who you are? Do you have a question for that's at that location? Do you have a question for that's at that location? What is your favorite color?
I believe I heard red.
What is your favorite color?
I believe I heard red.
Or James, please speak now and be really loud and clear. Or James, please speak now and be really loud and clear.
Do you know me, or do you know Scott? Do you know Dom? Do you know me, or do you know Scott? Do you know Dom? Now, Now,
So, what was your favorite ice cream growing up? So, what was your favorite ice cream growing up? Where are you from? Where are you from? Can you tell me what day of the week it is?
Wednesday. That's clear.
Can you tell me what day of the week it is?
Wednesday. That's clear.
When you have
That might be me opening the door.
now.
Oh, it wasn't me opening the door. Because I immediately after I did. Hello, everybody, and yep, that was our findings from last week. And we're going to go right over to Scott right now, and he's going to go ahead and start a burst session. So I'm going to swing it right over to you, Scott.
All right. Well, thank you, Dom. I appreciate that. Good evening, spirits. My name's Scott, and I'm here to communicate with the spirits that are either here or at Dom's place or possibly at James's place. Can you tell me how many spirits are currently here with me? Do you have a message for one of us either in the chat room or one of us online? What is your name? Now, one of the things is I had a dream last week. Can you tell me the name of the location I was dreaming about? Do you have a message for anybody that's in the paranormal field? What is one thing about the paranormal field you like? What is your favorite color? Mine's red. Now, I want you to think back to a time when you were a child, and I want you to be able to tell me what was your favorite toy. Now, as an adult, did you travel places? What was your favorite place to travel to? Did you have any pets? I have a cat. Do you know my cat's name? Do spirits prefer a certain way to have communication? Do they like rate recorders? Do they like ghost boxes? Do they prefer the obelisk? What do you prefer to communicate with us with? As spirits, how do you see us? Do you see us as an energy, a color? Can you tell us what your mom's first and last name is? Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end this EVP session. But before I do, I want to give you a chance to say anything you want. All I ask is that you speak loud and clearly into the recorder. All right. Well, thank you, spirits.
Before you go ahead and start playing that, when you asked about the location, I believe I believe I heard it. I believe I heard it say the location that you're looking to find for an answer. I also thought I did hear a name that came playing back. Anybody in the chat, if you guys hear anything during the burst session or during the playback of the burst session, please make a note of it in the chat. You can come over to the chat. If you go to the link in the description below, click that, and that'll take you right over to LPTV chat, and you can chat with us live during the show.
And just a reminder for all of you in the chat that this could be fairly loud, so if you can turn your volume down and then gradually increase it just so it doesn't blow your ears out.
Spirits, my name's Scott, and I'm here to communicate with the spirits that are either here or at Dom's place or possibly at James's place. Can you tell me how many Can you tell me how many spirits are currently here with me?
Sure.
Can you tell me how many spirits are currently here with me? Can you tell me how many spirits are currently here with me?
If you rewind it right there, I believe I'm hearing there are 6 of us.
Do you have a message for one of us, either in the chat room or one of us online? What is your name? What is your name? Now, one of the things is I had. Now, one of the things is I had. Now, one of the things is I had a dream last week. Can you tell me the name of the location I was dreaming about? Do you have a message for anybody that's in
Go ahead and rewind
field?
rewind that again. Right before you start to ask the next question, I'm actually hearing the asylum part at the end of it as you get into your question, but I hear the name of the asylum right before.
Now, one of the things is I had a dream last week. Can you tell me the name of the location I was dreaming about?
Right there. Do you hear it, Scott, as well?
I do.
And I actually hear a reply. I hear a yes, and then the reply of what it was.
That is looking clear.
Do you have a message for anybody that's in the paranormal field? What is one thing What is one thing about the paranormal field you like? What is your favorite color? What is your favorite color? Mine's red.
I actually heard mine is red too. Go ahead and replay that if you would. Try to replay it twice if you don't mind.
What is your favorite color? Mine's red. What is your favorite color? Mine's red. What is your favorite color? Mine's red. Now, I want you to think back to a time when you were a child, and I want you to be able to tell me what was your favorite toy. Now, as an adult, did you travel places? What was your favorite place to travel to? Did you have any pets? I have a cat. Do you know my cat? I have a cat. cat's name? Do you know my cat's name? Do spirits prefer a certain way of communication? Do they like rate recorders? Do they like ghost boxes? Do they prefer the obelisk? What do you prefer to communicate with us with?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you could repeat that. I thought I heard a reply on that.
Do spirits prefer a certain way of communication? Do they like rate recorders? Do they like ghost boxes? Do they prefer the obelisk? What do you prefer to communicate with us with?
Extremely faint. I believe I heard voice recorder.
Do they prefer the obelisk? What do you prefer to communicate with us with?
Yeah, what I'm hearing is I prefer voice recorders.
Yes.
Okay, and that's everything that I have there, Dom. That was from that.
Okay, I apologize for intruding. I just thought I heard some stuff, and I am seeing people in the chat saying replay and so forth. If everybody in the chat could let me know that the audio is working okay, it's not too loud for you, so forth. I just want to make sure everybody can hear everything perfect. And I'm going to go over to James now. James, if you want to go ahead and start with the spirit writing, I'm going to mute myself. And Scott, if you don't mind muting, and we'll just have the audio for James's area.
Sounds good to me. Okay. First thing before I even ask anything, my name is James. I'd like to try to communicate with you tonight. I don't mean any ill will, and thank you very much. First thing I would like to ask is there actually anyone around me right now? Is there anyone around Scott or Dom at the same time?
I'm actually hearing voices in your room as well. Anybody in the chat, if you have any questions you would like James to ask, please type those in the chat and we will let James know so he knows what questions to ask as well.
Nope, that sounds like a good plan. Could you tell me your age, please? What I've wanted to ask is, do you miss things like rain, snow, sunshine? Do you still experience it, or can you feel that anymore? What was your favorite hobby? No, I picked up an EVP a couple days ago, and the EVP said Grandpa. Now, I'd like to ask, whose grandpa were you? Where did you used to live? What was your favorite kind of soft drink? Did you like watching sports? If so, what was your favorite team? How often are you around us? Some say that in any given room there could be dozens and dozens of spirits. Is that true? Do you visit any of your loved ones that are still alive?
I thought I heard a female voice say yes, specifically when you asked that question.
Who do you go visit? Could you tell me their name? And how are they related to you? Could you tell me where you were born? Have you met anyone famous in the afterlife? What's your favorite food? I'm gambling on pizza myself. Where was your favorite place to go when you were alive? Hmm? Hmm? Were you a musician at all? Did you play any musical instruments? If so, what kind of music did you used to play?
Time, no. I believe I heard jazz.
Who is your favorite jazz musician? We believe we heard jazz. Do you have anything to say to anybody in the chat?
Can you ask that again, please?
Okay. I'll ask this again. Do you have anything to say to anybody in the chat?
James, there is nobody awake, nobody around, correct?
No, everyone's sleeping.
Okay,
It's just me.
I heard a female voice pretty damn loud that time. She said yes, and then there was something else, but it was loud.
What? That's the second time I've heard that female voice. Is this the female that I was talking to? I did the EVP session with the other night in the basement of my house. I thank you very much for communicating with me. You're more than welcome to communicate anytime. Are you the one that watches over my daughter?
I just want to try something real quick. Madam, can you hear me? And if so, I can faintly hear you. James is very interested in trying to communicate with you right now. If you're happy to do that, please, if you could, please let him know who you are. Just your first name would be sufficient.
Is there anybody else with you to keep you company? Yeah. Can you speak any other languages? Because I believe I picked up somebody who speaks French the other night. I gotta straighten this out, sorry. Yes. Bonjour, comment ça va? Je m'appelle James.
All right, we're going to take a little break from the spirit writing. I'm sure your wrist is probably getting a little sore and so forth.
Okay.
Scott, if you are you kind of ready to do the grid pen?
I am.
Okay. Uh, so while Scott's setting up for the grid pen, I just want to make an announcement of we have another episode coming up tomorrow night with Upstate Supernatural, the Spirit Box Weekly. That's 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. And if you guys haven't checked out Scott's website, his website is myparanormalcorner.com. And if you're interested in finding information on some of the most haunted locations in the United States, check out his website. He's been to 10 of the most haunted locations in the United States, and he's got information. He's got some findings, some footage. He also has a YouTube channel, which is My Paranormal Corner, which is up in the info link. Should be in this video. And James has been putting some evidence as well on his channel, and you can find that by. I'm gonna actually add that in the description below the video so I can get to it easier. Because I believe, James, your channel's still kind of new for it to get the full name yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we'll add that in the description below, so anytime you're watching Live Spirit Frequencies, you can check out those YouTube channels. Don't forget to check out Paraglobal TV. Has upcoming streams, live shows. I try to update that each week if I can. And you can also check out upcoming movies, movie trailers, upcoming live investigations, paranormal educational videos, and so forth. And Scott, when you're all set, I'll stop talking.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Okay.
James, I'm going to leave this headset sitting here and the recorder going, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay. So everybody, I'm going to kind of explain what we're going to be doing. Right now, what Scott's going to be doing is he's leaving a voice recorder in the room with a grid pen. We kind of did this last week where I had the grid pen in my area and Scott had the recorder in his, and James asked the questions. This time around, we're going to go with Scott with a grid pen area with a burst recorder in the room. I'm also going to mute Scott. And if you can mute yourself as well. I'm going to mute myself and mute Scott and try a burst record session while James is asking questions. And then we're going to come back and we're going to play those and see perhaps what we find. So, Scott, when you're ready, go ahead and turn off the lights. I will not be in the room. Scott will not be in the room either. We'll do this probably for about 5 minutes. 4 to 5 minutes. And James, I will let you know as soon as I see Scott's... You can go ahead and turn off your lights and everything.
Is there somebody over in Scott's place that would like to communicate with me right now? Are you related to Scott? If so, how? I'm gonna put that in. Were you ever married? Where do you reside? Do you reside there? Do you reside at Dom's? Who are your close friends? What was your fondest memory while you were still alive? Do you have any favorite possessions? Presuming you can travel around, where do you like to visit the most? What's your favorite place? I'm going to put something in my hand, and I'd like you to try to tell me what it is. The more you try to speak up, the easier it is for us to understand you. Could you tell me what this is? How do you feel in this moment right now? Do you feel happy, sad, content? Sorry, that was me typing for a sec. Is there anybody in the chat room that you know that you'd like to communicate with? That's Dom coming back. Yeah. Yeah. Or he's timing it out there. So I can still fit a few more questions in, I guess, till he comes back. What used to be your job? What did you do for a living? Could you please tell me your age? What was your favorite food? Do you miss your loved ones? Could you tell me what year this is? And Scott's back.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to go and switch to myself real quick. And again, everybody, we were trying to do a grid pen in the room, and Scott had a burst record that he was doing, and I had a burst record that I was doing. So we're going to go ahead and play Scott's burst record first, and then we're going to go ahead and switch over to myself doing the burst record. So, Scott, here's to you, bud.
All right, thank you, Dom, so much.
The lights get, and I will not be in the room. Scott will not be in the room either. We'll do this probably for about 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, and James, I will let you know as soon as I see Scott's. You can go ahead and turn off your lights over there.
go ahead and rewind that again? I believe I heard Scott.
Communicate with me right now. Is there somebody over in Scott's place that would like to communicate with me right now? Are you related to Scott? If so, how? Are you related to Scott? If so, how? Yeah, pathetic. Were you ever married? Where do you reside? Do you reside there? Where do you reside? Do you reside there? Do you reside at Dom's? Who are your close friends? What was your fondest memory? What was your fondest memory while you were still alive? What was your fondest memory while you were still alive? Do you have any Do you have any favorite possessions? Presuming you Presuming you can travel. Presuming you can travel around, where do you like to visit the most? What's your favorite place? I'm going to put something in my hand. I'm going to put something in my hand, and I'd like you to try to tell me what it is. The more you try to speak up, the easier it is for us to understand you. Can you tell me what this is? happy, sad, content. Sorry, that was me typing for a sec. Is there anybody in the chat room that you know that you'd like to communicate with? That's Dom coming back. Alright, I'm back in the room. Yeah. And, I can go ahead and kill yours as well. He can, pretty sure he can hear us. Yeah. So we're just timing it out there.
All right, John, back to you. That's everything I have.
There you go. Yeah, now everybody can hear me. All right. Yeah, some interesting captures with yours as well. I thought I heard some stuff in there. So I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick for everybody. And again, everybody beware your ears. My recorder tends to be slightly loud. And I don't want to burst your eardrums.
Were you ever married? Where do you reside? Do you reside there? Do you reside at Dom's?
What the hell?
Now, if there's an individual in the doorway.
Sorry, that was... wanted too far.
Were you ever married? Where do you reside? Do you reside there? Do you reside at Dom's? Who are your close friends? What was your fondest memory while you were still alive? Do you have any favorite possessions? Presuming you can travel around, where do you like to visit the most? What's your favorite place? I'm going to put something in my hand, and I'd like you to try to tell me. I'm going to put something in my hand, and I'd like you to try around. Where do you like to visit the most? What's your favorite place? I'm going to put something in my hand, and I'd like you to try to tell me what it is.
The more you try to speak up, the easier it is for us to understand you. Can you tell me what this is? How do you feel in this moment right now? Do you feel happy, sad, content? Sorry, that was me typing for a second. Is there anybody in the chat room that you know that you'd like to Is there anybody in the chat room that you know in the chat room? Sorry, that was me typing for a second. Is there anybody in the chat room that you know that you'd like to communicate with? That's not coming back.
Yeah, I definitely thought I heard some interesting anomalies in there. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. This has been an episode of Live Spirit Frequencies with James G., Scott of My Paranormal Corner, and Dom of Upstate Supernatural. You can check out another fantastic episode coming up next Thursday at 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern, live on liveparanormal.com, live on YouTube. You can chat with us live during the show by going to LPTV chat. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and let us know if there's anything you'd like us to see and do for future episodes. If the spirits are talking in the dark, maybe it's time we start to listen.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight there. Doppel, Steph, Jeremy Henry, everyone else who's popped in tonight, and everybody in YouTube land. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. Anything you'd like to say, Scott?
I'd just like to thank everyone for tuning in and checking out the different YouTube channels. One of the things I will, in reference to one of the EVPs that we heard, I'm going to be attending the Stanley Hotel next month or 2 months from now with Nick Roth. So getting the name Nick was kind of interesting. So I'll be hopefully being able to film there and do some stuff. So make sure you tune in and check out Dom's channel because most likely it'll be on there.
All right, and everybody, thanks again. Have a beautiful night, and hope to see you next week.